Hello, future buyers and sellers in Colorado real estate. Welcome to the wild ride right now. As you know, inventory is very low. So for sellers, that means if you price your house right, you are guaranteed a sale and pretty darn quick. The key for you is do not overprice your home. There is nothing that will kill that sale and those possibilities worse than an overpriced home. So don't get greedy on the front end. You're much better off pricing really where you think the appraisal is going to come in with good comps from your agent, and then possibly entertain multiple offers that are going to drive up that price rather than letting it sit because it's overpriced. So here's the problem. Here's the problem for both buyers and sellers right now, and it's the appraisal gap. So the appraiser comes in and the appraiser is dealing with past history. They're taking the comparable properties in the area that have sold over the last 6 months and saying, how do those compare with this property now? When a realtor is pricing the property, they're saying, we're going to consider how it has sold in the past, but we're also looking at the market right now and how much in demand houses are. And so that past may not be a complete predictor of what the value is now. So what you end up with sometimes there is an appraisal gap coverage. So the lender has said, we're not going to give this buyer more money than the house is worth. So we're going to send out an appraiser to really look at it and see how much they think this house is worth. So the appraiser is working on history. We've got a realtor working on the current and the forecasted, and you can end up with a gap where the appraiser says, we're only going to tell you the house is worth this much, but the buyer has offered more than that. And the lender says, oh, no, we're not going to give you any more money than what the appraiser say it's worth. So we have an appraisal gap that has to be covered somehow, negotiated somehow. So I want to give both sides, sellers and buyers, some clues on how to do that. Sellers, for you definitely want to not overprice your property, because if someone makes you an offer on your property and they make an offer for more than what you've listed it for, you can say to them, we want appraisal gap coverage included in your offer. And what that is the buyer is saying, we understand that this house may not appraise for as much as we're offering you the money for, but we're going to pitch in the cash to make the difference if it does. That protects you so that you're not down the line in a situation where you've got that gap that you have to negotiate back some money from. Now, from the buyer side, this is a this is a technique, a possible part of the negotiation that you can use. If you're going to put in an offer that's over the asking price, which you're probably going to have to do, so you're going to have to bring some cash to the table, you can say, we will offer appraisal gap coverage up to a certain amount. You don't have to make it unending, that no matter how much it doesn't appraise for and we've offered, we're going to cover the difference. You get to determine how much more than that appraisal you really want to cover. The other thing that you can do in a multiple offer situation as a buyer is offer an escalation clause. So this is something similar that you've probably experienced on eBay. When you put in a bid, but you also put in this little back door that says, we're going to meet the best bid and offer you 50 cents more than whatever the best bid is. Exactly the same with an escalation clause. You'll say, we're going to offer you $10,000 over your asking price, but if somebody comes in at $11,000, we'll give you $500 more than that. Or $12,000, we'll give you $500 more than that. And just like the appraisal gap coverage, you get to determine exactly how far you want to go. So you can write that into the escalation clause. We will add a little bit to your best bid up until this point, because this is our max out. So if you're working with an agent, make sure they know how to use these techniques for you, both as a seller and as a buyer. Hopefully that agent is me. I would love to be able to help you. And just as a side note, there are 44,000 licensed real estate agents in Colorado right now. 21,000 of those are considered active agents. And I am in the 5% at the top of that 21,000 selling real estate in Colorado. So I got some skills. I got some mad skills, and especially for buyers, because this is a really tight game to negotiate getting you into something. It is not impossible. Do not give up, but you need to have somebody who really knows how to work some of these extra amendments and clauses and has a great relationship and can build that with the agent on the other side. So look for those things in an agent. If that agent is me, hallelujah. But I wish you all the best success in getting a really great deal on getting out of your home and or in getting into a new home. Talk to you soon.